Picture this. The keynote just ran 5 minutes long. The Wi-Fi dropped mid-panel. The lunch line stretched around the corner. And somewhere in the back of the room, the sponsor's logo is the wrong shade of blue on the screen loop. Everyone is looking for answers, and the event manager, standing there with 3 radios, a clipboard, and about 14 things happening at once, is usually the first person they turn to. Not because it's their fault, but because they touched every single piece of the puzzle. That's the reality of this job, and honestly, it says a lot about how central event managers are to making everything work, but it also means the systems around them need to be just as strong as they are. I'm Kevin Rosenquist, and this is Event Trends by Eventify. Today we're talking about why things go sideways at events and the team structures that prevent it. Because when the team is built right, problems get solved before they become stories. Let's get into it. Here's something worth saying out loud. Most of the time, when an event has a rough moment, it's not because the event manager dropped the ball. It's because the system around them had gaps. The Wi-Fi going down is a venue issue. A caterer showing up short is a logistics gap. A run of show that got rewritten 2 days out usually has a last-minute scope change behind it. These things happen. Events are complex, live, and involve a lot of moving parts and a lot of people. The challenge is that event managers are so central to everything that they become the visible face of both the wins and the hiccups. And that's actually fine if the team around them is structured to handle it. Most advice focuses on documentation. Briefs, SLAs, paper trails, and yes, those do matter. But the event managers who consistently run smooth events aren't just great at paperwork. They've built teams where ownership is clear, communication is tight, and problems get caught early. That is the real foundation. So what does that look like in practice? Here are the things that make the biggest difference. Coordinate, don't dictate. Your job as the event manager is to orchestrate, not to personally execute everything. Map the responsibilities early, put them in writing, and let people genuinely own their patch. When something breaks, the person who owns that area handles it. You step in when it needs your authority. That's a team that scales. The alternative, everything running through one person, is a bottleneck that breaks under pressure. Lock the scope early. Events naturally attract great ideas from a lot of directions. Sponsors, leadership, marketing, everyone gets excited and wants to add something. That energy is great, but it needs a home. Set a written cutoff for scope changes. Get it agreed up front and stick to it. Last-minute additions, however well-intentioned, are how good plans become complicated ones. Protect the plan. One owner per responsibility. Clear edges. Sarah handles catering. That works. Sarah handles food orders, but venue manages dietaries and logistics confirms timing. That gets messy fast. The moment something has 2 owners, decisions slow down. You want one named person per domain, with clearly defined boundaries. Put it in your planning checklist with a name against every line. Rehearse the technology properly, not a quick walkthrough, a real rehearsal. Mic checks, AV cues, streaming links, ticket scanners, registration platforms, speaker laptops, all of it. Real equipment, real room, real run of show. And invest in solid tools. Reliable tech is a line item worth protecting. Use AI to stress test the plan. Drop your session schedule into a good AI model and ask it to find clashes, gaps, room conflicts, timing risks. Paste in your run of show and ask what could go wrong. After weeks of working inside the same document, you'll miss things, not because you're not thorough, but because familiarity has a blind spot. AI is a fresh pair of eyes that never gets tired. The 5th bounce rule. On internal email chains, tasks have a way of getting forwarded without ever landing. Set a simple rule with your team. The 5th time something gets passed on, the 6th person executes it. No exceptions. Once the team knows the rule, people start owning things much earlier because nobody wants to be the unlucky 6th. Bring vendors into the team. Your core vendors aren't just suppliers. They're part of how the event works. Bring them into the planning meetings that affect them. Your AV lead in the room while you're building the run of show will catch things that wouldn't come up until load-in day. When vendors feel like partners, they act like partners. They flag problems early instead of waiting to see how things shake out. Write your debrief first. After every event, your team writes the debrief before anyone else does. What worked? What didn't? What you'd do differently? That document is on the table at the post-event meeting, and it shapes the whole conversation. You get to present a clear, honest picture of what happened, rather than reacting to someone else's version. Back your team publicly, coach them privately. When something gets questioned in a group setting, you stand in front of your team. Any feedback happens separately, one-on-one. The team that knows you have their back will bring their best to the next event. That trust compounds over time, and it makes the whole machine run better. All of this, ownership structure, task tracking, vendor coordination, run of show, gets a lot easier when everyone's working on the same platform. Eventify is built specifically for event teams. Named owners, clear task flows, everything in one place. Demo link is in the description. Event managers are at the center of everything. That's exactly why they're so valuable, and exactly why the systems around them need to match that. Build a team with clear ownership, tight communication, and the right tools, and the whole event runs differently. That's not luck, that's structure. I'm Kevin Rosenquist. This has been Event Trends by Eventify. See you in the next one.